Hello and welcome everybody. It is still Sunday night. It is about approximately 10:46 p.m. Right now it is about 46 degrees outside, mostly cloudy. We're expecting a lot of rain, both freezing, some snow, some stuff this week. So at least it's good that we're not going out to the following week, March 22nd. Of course, when we're going out to visit our friends Adam and Lisa. Around noontime. We're going to leave early here, probably about 10 in the morning, and then go down and visit them over at Timmy Hortons. And when they meet up there, we'll see if they want to go to have lunch over at, well, Chipotle has vegan stuff too, right, babe? So we can always go to Chipotle, or we can go to.
Go to Chipotle?
If you want to.
Sure.
Yeah, we could just find Chipotle. Maybe that new one.
Yeah,
It's in that one place and go there.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, let's do that. That'll be fun. Have vegetarian. There you go. Yeah. So anyway, welcome to our daily vlog 15. We had a fantastic. Well, after we were done, and then I kind of fell asleep. So my wife, we passed out for a little bit. It went really well. We finished with our numbers was we finished with 17 likes. And Kevin, welcome. First here in the box, of course, as always. Hey, Maggie, and waving. And I know your family's doing well, sir. So I probably don't need to ask you again, since I know you already told us. But I know it's always good to ask. If there's any changes. I'm sure Jim, if he's still awake somewhere in his ethereal Ohio, will come in. We'll see. Anyway, so I'm here because this daily vlog 15 probably is going to be the last one until we find out the day that Suzanne is going to go and have her first knee surgery done, her first knee operation. So when we find out when that is, that'll be basically our next daily vlog. And then when she's done and she gets back and we find out the results, that'll be the next vlog after that, or vlog, right? I like to say vlog, but also vlog. Anyway, oh yeah, you don't need to ask me again. Okay. See, you read my mind, Kevin. You're scaring me. You're scaring me. Okay, so yeah. Uh Definitely laugh on that one. I gotta agree. I did too. Okay, so that wonderful MOPS project number 3 that we shared with Mr. Crazy Horse and his beautiful wife, Miss Alice, garnered us 17 likes, and we ended up with 56 views at the end of it before I started to rehash and look at it. And we gained 2 more supervisors. Why? My brain is foggy. Hello, brain. Warehouse 13, wake up. Okay, anyway. What, honey? Subscribers. But they're family to us. Yes. So we gained 2 more sub family members. There we go. Sub backward slash, however you want to call them. But yes, we now have 87 wonderful extended family members and not just subs. So that's very cool. And we achieved 106. Yeah, we're at 106 wonderful videos here for ChattyBloggerMS. This will probably, yes, officially be 107. So we have done pretty well here at our channel. And my wife has been nothing but spectacular. She has helped me through a lot these last few weeks. We lost a lot of people to blockage, so a lot of them are blocked. A lot of people left us of their own accord, but some still continue to plague us and try to say bad things about us behind the scenes. But everybody, I think by now, understands why they're blocked. And like I said, we don't come across blocking people idly. Suzanne and I, we talk about it. We do discuss it. If we think there's even hope for a change in a person, or if we think we can get back into some kind of, discussion of how to bring them back into the fold, if they want to be brought back. They have to want to be brought back. We're not going to force them. We'll just let them know simply how you're going to be able to become a part of us again, but you're going to have to radically change all your ways. I think at this point, we've got everybody blocked that we know has to be blocked. And I'm sure by now, almost everybody knows who they are. So I really am going to just stop the subject matter on that entirely right now. I'm putting my fist down. This is it. So, from now on, we're going to try to proceed the way we are with our channel, making it a positive outlook and a positive experience for everybody who comes here willing to have a change in their lives here at ChattyBloggerMS. And as we always say, kindness reigns and God's our number one pilot. That is absolutely positively true, 100 million percent. And yes, once in a while, I may go off in a rant. I get really pissed off and I'll start to cuss a little or maybe, curse a little. I think I can rely on my God fearing Christian brother of 50 plus years, Mr. Larry, to help me through, along with my beautiful wife. My wife is great, okay? But it always helps to have a second person to help as well. And if you can find the best friend that can do that, that would be Larry. And Larry can help me get through those moments that I feel like I want to cuss, or say something not too nice. Yeah. So I will be the first to admit that I need more work on myself. I will admit that. And Suzanne, knows that she has her, stuff that she needs to take care of, so to speak, take care of. And then she's going to help me out through all that too. That is what a wife and husband do. 16 wonderful years we've been together as a couple. And last night, or I said earlier tonight, didn't I? Yeah, it's still Sunday. Whoops. Okay. So earlier this evening, around 5 p.m. Eastern, we had our MOPS project number 3. And we were talking about Cats, right? Cats the musical, Cats the play, Cats off Broadway. We even found out that the off Broadway play was 2 years ago in 2024, and it probably had some operatic elements to it. Pretty sure. So there you go. We basically had an item of interest artistically and intrinsically. I love those words. Anyway, that's why I used them. So anyway, yes, I know what they mean. Trust me. So basically, we were able to find the right ingredient, the right vehicle to talk about. And Cats is a beautiful thing. It's one of the most beautiful musical play opera thing, whatever it is at the time, which started in London on the West End, went to Broadway, then back, then back, then back, then back. And finally, like I said, in 2024, it went off Broadway. But it was still popular. And it is considered the 5th longest running Broadway show in history and the 8th longest running show in London's West End. There's only a few that have ran longer than those than Cats. Very few. And I mean, we had 2 great experts. Crazy Horse has worked on sets before, both in musical theater and in TV and in movies. He's one of those guys that build things and help things with sets and does commercials and things like that. Perfect person to meet my brother Larry last night of Years of Adventures. Perfect. And then, of course, look at his beautiful wife, Alice. Alice is a dancer. She did ballet, she did other stuff. She comes from a great dance choreography background. And I'm telling you, it couldn't have been a more perfect stream that we had these 3 wonderful, multi-talented persons uh, together in one space. And it was fun. And I know Kevin's theme park enjoyed it. I know Jim was there and he enjoyed it a little bit. Larry definitely enjoyed it. We also had Akeem. We had a few people there that were there for us. We had nerd archaeology. We have a brand new, family member to the fold. We promoted JP's Tabernacle. I'm so glad that JP's has come back to our group. He's a good Canadian man, from Winnipeg, Manitoba. And he's married, and I mean, he's a good person, and I'm glad, thank you, Lord, that we brought back JP's. And then I saw my friend Trusty Ape, and I realized, wait a second, I subscribed to him, but I didn't get a chance to put him back as a standard mod. And I was like, oh my Lord, how could I miss, But I realized that a lot of the people that we had listed as standard mods or managing mods back on Mikey Sue's 4 channel before it got severely hacked and gone. Um, I got to get those people. I've got to get those people back. So that's what I did. I, saw Trusty Ape. He didn't have his wrench, so I said, "Okay, Trusty, Kevin, my friend Kevin over there in the Bay Area." I said, "Okay, buddy, got you back as your wrenchy, wrenchy." I love saying that as a standard mod, and then I made JP's Tabernacle standard mod as well. Yeah. So we got 2 more gentlemen that joined us, and to help protect the chat, and protect the integrity of the channel. And like I said, we gained 2 more wonderful extended family member subs. So we're at 87, and right now we're over the 100 video mark just for ChattyBloggerMS. And here's another thing: since we added the 2 from last night, our subscribers, 2 more, we now have, over the course of the 3 channels, 581 wonderful family members. And they're still out there. And we still try to stay in touch with them as much as possible. And I'm telling you, it's so much fun. I think for the first time I've been happy relegating myself to the fact that, first of all, first and foremost, my wife's priority and her health is first. That is the way I feel. Now, I will eventually get my paperwork done when I get to the point, when we get to the point where we can get, first of all, she needs to renew her Canadian passport. I need to renew my American one. Then I can move on and try to get Canadian passport for myself, so I'll have a dual citizenship. And at the same time, after that, I will try to get my Canadian ID, so that at least I can qualify on disability, or at least hopefully do, with disability benefits. And then, if I'm blessed enough, which I know I hopefully will be, and I believe I always will be, I will be able to get my Social Security next year from the United States. But in order to do that, I need to have some positive ID and everything that I can use. So there is a lot coming ahead for us, without going into too much personal detail. We have a lot of stuff ahead, so we're looking forward to it. We got 2 likes already. 2 people watching us here in the chat. Thank you so much. All we ask is that you just extend your prayers out to us, to me and Suzanne, for our future events coming up that we hope we can accomplish without any fail or trouble. Uh, we still want you to pray for Jay over in Michigan with his partner Nikki. We still want you to pray for Larry and Diane and the rest of his family over in Arizona. We need you to pray for Jim's landscape right now. We need you to pray for Matt Arnold. He's not doing well. Um, we need you to pray for all my family, me and Suzanne, our parents, and everybody else, to continue to do well. I hope that nothing happens to them. We need to pray for all 87 members of our family here at ChattyBloggerMS, for the chats and for live streams and live webcams like this one, and podcasts that we do occasionally, 1v1s. And I do want to give a special shout out to Lizzie Armstrong. Lizzie, if you're listening, please, we would love to have you back in the family. And I promise you, the next 1v1 we do, we will also make it a Special Mops Project live stream, so we can talk about your livelihood, your lifetime, your livelihood, what you did as a dance choreographer, other things that you've put together. I hope that you still appreciate me and Suzanne as friends and as equals, and that we can talk to one another. So hopefully we can do that. And there is Sir Lemon Pie. Hello, Lemon. He says, I will pray for all those folks. Thank you, my friend. You you and Kevin are just wonderful, wonderful human beings, great humans, all, and perfect gentlemen. I would say you're both perfect gentlemen, and I appreciate all your support, all your love, all the prayers that come. Remember, we don't need monetization. We're fine. God has endured us and blessed us with our disability we get each week or each month, I'm sorry. And we also sometimes will get a bonus check, and that helps out too. And then when you figure in and factor, when I get my checks from home, for my whatever the special event is, like for our wedding anniversary, our 10th one coming up on April 19th. I'm sure we will get a wonderful check from not only our parents but from my sister and her husband, and probably from somebody else in the family. So yeah, we're not worried. We already have our hands in God's hands. It's like, it's always like Suzanne says, leave everything in God's hands, and we do. And we've been blessed. We have totally been blessed. And yeah, Kevin, yeah, Trust the Ape, yes. Well, I promoted him to a standard mod as well as JP's Tabernacle. As I said, I'm both glad they're back with our family. I appreciate that. That is and that is their free will. That is their choice, and I'm glad that they accepted. Hello, Lemon from Kevin. You were talking about Trusty Apeco, right? Yeah, I love Trusty Ape though. I love Trusty Ape. Trusty Ape is a great guy. He's the other Kevin. Yeah, I won't tell you his last name, Kevin, but he is in NorCal, whereas you're in SoCal, right? So yeah, two opposite ends of California, but two opposite directions, north and south. But you guys are both awesome. Yeah, and we've known you guys for a while. Jake Hudson, welcome, sir. Hi, Jake. Thank you for posting those links in the chat during Crazy Horse Analysis Mops Project stream with me and Suzanne. That was awesome, dude. I appreciate you doing that for us. Lemon says hello to Mikey, Susan, and Kevin, and also Jake, and me too. I will pray for them. Thank you, Kevin. And Lemon says Kevin. And hi, Jake. And Jake liked and shared. Love you guys. Jake, we love you, buddy. You're awesome. We do appreciate all that you do for this channel. Leaving the links, sharing them to people, so that they can sub each other and everything. Chrissy knows people. She's a very good reader of people. And Jake, you're one of the best. Honest to God, you are. And I trust Chrissy's instincts as much as I trust my wife, as much as I trust my best friend Larry, Be Yourself Ventures. I trust everybody that we know, uh, pretty closely. Yes, and Jake, you're one of those wonderful guys. So thank you. Hello to Jake. Hey, Jake from Kevin. Lemon says throw prayers for me in the mix sometimes. Lemon, you know I do. Lemon, let me explain something I discussed with Suzanne earlier. There is this 24/7 prayer list, and it was officially started by my beautiful wife as a Universal Life Church minister. And as such, anyone that's in our prayer list automatically gets those prayers 24/7. Lemon, you've been in there from the beginning. Akeem's been there. Everyone that's stuck by us through both of these rough channels we've gone through so far, and even way back at Warlord Fade, so 3 channels. And that's why we have 581 wonderful people that have still maintained friendships with us, that still care, and every one of them is under a prayer. They're on our prayer list. So don't worry, Lemon, you get prayers all the time. Don't worry about that. You never have to worry. When you have close friends that care about you, they pray for you, regardless, no matter what. They pray for you. And you know how powerful prayer is. Everybody that's in this chat knows this. and I hope you do. Yeah, it's a great thing. It truly is. Um, yeah, Kevin. Yeah, um, yeah. Like I said, I don't want to say his last name because it is private. He works a good private job, private property job, and I don't want to ruin that for him. So, yeah, I won't say his last name out loud. But his first name is Kevin, and as I said, same as you, Kevin, he lives in California, except he lives down further north in the Northern Bay, over near San Francisco in Marin County. And yeah, and you're down there, I know, around LA, correct, Kevin? So, yeah, and Lemons has got you, Mikey. Well, that's very awesome. I appreciate that. Oh, of course, Lemon. Come on. We don't look. You know how the Marines said they don't leave anybody behind? The same thing in similar ways has been said by the Navy, the Air Army, the Air Force, the National Guard, even the Coast Guard, things like that, and even militias, sadly enough, but yes. But see, we never leave anybody behind, and we never leave anybody out when it comes to prayers. And yeah, I mean, we're an equal opportunity channel here when it comes to prayerful diatribe and everything else we talk about. And yes, we're not. You obviously know we're not trying to force Catholicism or Christianity, anything of that nature, our beliefs onto anybody. We want them to willingly listen, keep an open mind, keep an open ear, and listen and hear at the same time, or at least try to. And then if they accept our way and the way we like to conduct business, but it's not just business, it's a privilege to do this for all of you. So if they can accept that, you're in. That's simple. It's that simple. It's that simple. Accept God as your God, Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, accept the Holy Spirit, accept the wisdom and the beauty, and trying to go without sin through the most blessed Virgin Mary. And finally, you all of you, if you were raised in Catholic families, have patron saints. Look for your patron saint. Look for your saint. And as I said, Suzanne has hers, Saint Suzanne. And then for me, I have Saint Michael the Archangel. That is exactly what my parents did. Is they named me after the Archangel of Heaven that defends heaven from hell and all the minions down there sent by Lucifer, and has kept them there for over 1,000 years. Now, you got to remember, Earth is like hell on Earth. So the pact is that, of course, you know, evil's going to reign on Earth here for 1,000 years. It's probably already been going on. We just don't maybe realize it yet, but some of us do. But that's going to happen. And then when Jesus comes for his second coming, he will take all of his worshipers and people who believe, even though they've never seen his works and have never known his miracles, and he will take them all to heaven with him. The rest of the souls will have to fight and earn their way to reach to heaven. But that shouldn't be hard for some people, but for other people it will be. Now, I'm not just spouting this off, out of my mouth or out of my what, but I'm trying to give you facts and religious info that's up here in my Warehouse 13 brain. I'm just letting you know what's happening. And the end days are here. Believe it or not, they are. And other people will confer and approve what I say. While others will probably say, nah, you're full of it. Okay. Hey, you're open to your own opinion. I ain't gonna argue with it. I ain't gonna argue. I'm not gonna yell at you. I'm not gonna condone you. No. You're entitled to that. You're allowed that. That is part of free will. Because you're entitled to your own opinions. And you can make your choices. God said that everyone has the free will to make their own choice, to make their own decision in life. And what you decide to do does determine the rest of your destiny in this life. And as I said one other time before, everyone on this earth, known earth has a mission. Every individual person, whether they know it or not, have a mission to accomplish on this earth. When that mission is done, then God will take you home. I truly believe that. I believe that 1,000,000%, that everybody has a mission. Suzanne and I, we haven't accomplished ours yet, but we'll get there together. That's why we're together. That's why we're a couple. God brought us together. We didn't just one day go on the internet and, figure that, nobody was going to accept us, right? Considering the amount of relationships I've already said before, what she went through, what I went through. But for all that to happen, there was that seminal event that came together where we came together and became one. And I'm telling you, it was the best thing I ever did. And if I had to do it all again, I told her, I said, I'd do it. But there was a catch. I would have done it earlier in life. Instead of going through the two crazy women that I was married and then divorced, I could have waited, found her, and then we would have had a great relationship then too. That's the only thing. Now, if you can tell me any governments that have a lying, time displacement device laying somewhere, let me know. Suzanne and I will walk in it. We'll get back to a point in time that we can change our timeline, but for the better, and then we can meet one another in person. Yeah. So earlier, yeah, in life. So that would be the thing. Uh, Hello, Trusty Ape. Hello, brother. I'm glad, Trusty. I'm glad I was able to make you standard mod again. My brother Kevin there in NorCal. Good to see you, my friend. He says, "Hey, Mikey. Hey, Lemon Pie." Lemon, Yo Lemon says, "Yo, Trusty Ape." Yeah. Yeah. This is Salmon. Good call. Yeah, good call, Lemon. This is Rock the Pink, and it's to help the Canadian uh, Breast Cancer Society and the Canadian Heart Association, which has their equivalents obviously in America, to help them fight for more research, to grant them more research so that they can find out the real reasons of why these cancers happen and then to destroy them completely. Because as you know, we still keep losing people to different forms of cancer every day. It's not almost every day, it's every single day. And we don't even know who it is, right? We don't know. And we're scared. And rightfully so, we should be. Every one of us should have some kind of fear. It is scary times right now. Definitely is. I mean, we got war basically on four fronts. Five, if you include Taiwan being left out there in the dark, not knowing, the next day whether the United States will launch, missiles or do things to stop China from taking over. It's a whole messed up deal. The whole world. And, you know, we do the best we can. People that can't afford much more than, the plates on our table and of food and having basic needs, food, drink, roof over our heads, two beautiful support pets we have in Moonpie and Deja Vu, having my beautiful wife, she having me, her great husband. I mean, we are staying together and thriving. Thank God. Absolutely. I'll say it again. Thank God. Because you don't find that nowadays in a lot of situations, a lot of relationships. You don't find that. And it's amazing. I mean, it's amazing when you can find good, very great couples like we found last night in Alice and Crazy. Great couple. Um, and I consider Larry and Diane our mutual couple we love together that have been married over 30 years. Those are two wonderful people. And we repaired our bridges with Jim's Landscape. I believe we did. Matt Arnold is still one of our guys of wisdom that we really rely upon for a lot of moments. And then again, as I said, there are the ones we have blocked permanently. We'll never remove them, but because they're haters. And as Suzanne has wonderfully said, haters will be haters, but it's their loss, and you just ignore them. Let them go away in the dust, like dust in the wind. Like when Jesus walked through towns on his way to Jerusalem to his final destiny of where he would be crucified, died, buried, and then he rose again from the dead. So he was on his way. And whenever he went through a town, and this went by the way of his apostles as well, when they went entered a town, and these were people they believed and knew in their hearts were not true believers, they just shook the dust from their feet and moved on. That was it. They prayed for their souls though. They still did, but and offered the other cheek as well. But then, as I'm paraphrasing the Bible, yes, everybody. So then they shook the dust from their feet and moved on, and that's what they did. So that's the attitude that Suzanne and I have. Is we're going to move on. We're going to move on to bigger and better things. We're going to get both of her knees repaired. We're going to take care of our paperwork we've been trying to take care of since the pandemic started. We just, we're doing the best we can with what we got and who we have, and we're truly blessed. We're good people, and I know you guys and girls see that. Oh, thank you so much, Kevin. Yeah. You may not have appreciated Susan much without your prior bad relationships. Lemon, you are exactly correct. Boy, you are so knowledgeable. I'm so glad to call you my brother. I hope I can still do that all the time, Sir Lemon. And I hope we get to meet you someday in Texas. That'd be awesome. If we ever get a chance that Suzanne and I can come down to the States, visit some friends, we would definitely love to hang out with you, Lemon. And you too, Kevin. And you too also, Kevin. Yeah. I want to get Suzanne back to the Bay Area so we can visit some other sites we never got to see. I want to go see Alcatraz. I want to bring my wife to the island because I've been there already a couple times. I need to bring her over there. Then I want to take her to Coloma. Now this is very morbid, but Coloma, California is like the place of grave sites. They exist. I mean, they're all over the place. Most of the people that are buried there came from both the 1906 earthquake and the 1989 earthquake. Kid you not, that's a true story. And they're buried. So I would love for solemn prayers for her to come with me, being a minister as she is, and she can preside over some of their graves. I would love that to happen. That's hopefully something we can do in the future, because I would love to bring her there. It's also a place I've always wanted to visit. To be among the honored dead. The people that are there, because they're all honored people. They are. Let's just hope they don't all turn into zombies. Okay. Yeah, we don't want that. Can you imagine zombies walking down the Golden Gate Bridge? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we don't need to go there. Yeah, rock that pink. Rock the pink? Yeah. It sounds dirty. Well, it's not dirty. Um, we attended a sports event, which was a WNBA sponsored event for the advance of breast cancer research for regular cancer society, as I said, the American Cancer Society, and breast cancer research, and the American Health Association or American Heart Association. So we did all that. Yeah. Babe, let me rock your pink. Cute. Nice, Lemon. That was funny. Lemon does say he would rather see a world with no wars, but that will not happen. Amen, brother. There is too many that right now there are too many storylines in play where Armageddon is all but a certainty. It is. Armageddon is all but certain. And you just have to keep praying every day and hoping that we can maintain a fragile peace. I'd be surprised. I'll tell you this much. I may not like Trump card very much, but I can honestly say to you, if he can keep us out of war to at least a fragile peace until the end of his administration, I'll put respect for the man there. But until that happens, I'll just tolerate him as I do. And same for Carney up here. Chow over in Toronto. She's the mayor. Chowhound. Yikes. And then Carnival Clown Carney, who's the PM of the known, country, of Canada. And then you got Doug Ford. And I'm like, yikes. How are we going to get rid of these morons? Hey, they are morons. I'm just saying. I'm being honest. But, we're just going to have to let them accomplish what they try to do and then go from there, as we always do. We always move on. That's what we do. Trusty Ed says, I've seen some of them already. Yeah, I bet you have, brother. I bet you have. He says, oh, I was behind the stream. Yeah, I meant Bridge Zombies. Oh, you seen Bridge Zombies? Oh, my. Now, what did you do in your position? I'm not going to tell people here on the chat what you do for a living. I'm assuming you still do it. But anyway, yeah, I mean, how do you handle Bridge Zombies? How do you handle that? I don't know, man. I honestly don't know. The other Kevin is laughing. Lemon says that will be my new pickup line. Yes, are you a zombie? Do you have half a brain? Brain, what is brain? Yeah. Quote that line from Star Trek to a woman you've never met. See how far that goes. If they remember it, they're a keeper. If they remember that line, they're definitely a keeper, okay? If they remember. And if you quiz them and say, do you know what that came from? Do you know what franchise that was? The name of the episode? What season was that? If they give you all that analytical info correctly, keep that woman. Do not get rid of her. No, no. Smart women. Smart women are the way to go, men. I'm telling you. I learned from the best over here. I still learn. I still learn from her. Always keep an open mind. Question everything. And respect your elders, especially the ones that, like our parents are smarter than us. Yes, they are. But my wife is smarter than me, and that's what I want. That's what I want. And you know what? The same thing goes with Alice and Crazy Horse. They told us themselves, Alice takes care of everything else. She takes the finances, she does all the cooking, does everything. William is there for emotional support. He loves her. He does his own thing. I think it's great. And Larry and Diane, same thing I can say about them. Diane is the emotional anchor for Larry. Larry does a lot of the stuff to help out. And then, Diane still takes care of the finances and does everything else. And that's what they should do, right? I mean, everybody has their own position, their own job title in a marriage relationship that they know they can excel at and work at. And that's what they do. And I'm proud where I am. She's proud where she is. The cats love us unconditionally. We're in a great place. And let's hope we can stay that way. Because these last few years that when we started streaming, you all know what happened. You know how many people we've lost, how many great YouTube creators that are gone. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that we've been through a lot of trials and tribulations that God has always said you will go through in this life until you're ready to leave, until He's ready to take you home. Yeah. And let's see. Lemon says, no, my new line, let me rock your pink. Oh, I got you. I got you, Lemon. I got you. It takes a while. Remember, brain working, warehouse 13. Okay, but yes, I got what you meant. My other Kevin says we would have police department take care of them above my pay grade. Well, there you go. That's the way it should be. Take care of the bridge zombies by having someone more of authority that can handle that situation. Sure, that definitely makes sense. Kevin also says from NorCal, I've already started a new job working with kids with special needs, but still do security on the side. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for letting us know. You didn't have to, Kevin. I would have just, kept your private job a secret, but thank you for definitely letting us know, brother. I'm so happy to hear that news. Yeah, you're still doing security, which I knew you were, but also now you're working with kids with special needs. That is awesome, dude. And I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do, Trustee? Kevin, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let Chrissy know that you are working with special needs kids over there in the Bay Area. Why don't you guys hook up? You and Chrissy hook up with her because she also assists with special needs and in the job she does in logistics. And I can hook you up with Zach and our other friend Brady. They help find missing and abused women and bring them back into the fold, bring them back to their families. Yeah. And if you are interested in something like that, I can hook you up that way too, sir. Just let me know. You've got my address there, my Facebook Messenger, my encryption. Yeah, send me a message anytime, Kevin. I would appreciate that if you want to hook up with them. Let's see. Nice, trusty ape. Yes, very good, Kevin. Lemon. Okay, Lemon, that's a good question. Yes, can we get Charlotte back? I hope so. I won't make any promises. Of all the people I've got permanently blocked, I think she still has a chance. But I gotta think, if she's under this diluted spell, and that's all I'm gonna say about that, then I would say there's hope, but let's just say the hope is running out a little bit. Okay? But there is still hope. So yeah, you know what? Say prayers about it if you want to. Just say, hey God, there's a few people I really would like to see back in our family to be a part of us again. Personally, if we get a chance, I know that me and Suzanne both would love to have her back as one of our nieces. We had seven. We had a total of seven combined nieces and nephews. Seven is my lucky number. And 13 is hers, and we have that in spades. We have 13. So it's all good. It's all good. And we're really happy about that. Yes, that's the type of relationship I'm praying for. Thank you, Kevin. That is awesome. And Trusty does say thanks to the other Kevin. So Kevin to Kevin, you guys are great. Lemon says helping special needs kids is great work. It is. It truly is. I think it takes a lot of dedication, a lot of perseverance, a lot of patience. Okay, but it's a commitment that you've made to someone who is unique and is special. They're not less than you. They're just special. That's why they call them special needs. They're very special, unique individuals. And you want to bring them into a family environment that they can feel safe, comfortable, secure. That's what you want, right? If they don't have that current situation like that now, you want to bring them into that. You do. You want to help them as much as possible. And that is admirable. It definitely is. It's a great job. Kevin says, I know, right? Yeah. And the other Kevin says, yeah, that would be great. And Lemon says, do I have your permission to attempt to bring her back into your orbit? Lemon, you have all the permission you need. Talk to her. Now, here I'm going to say one thing to you, Lemon. Do not talk to PvP. Please don't. I don't trust him. Suzanne doesn't trust him. He betrayed our trust. I'm going to say that, okay? That is one person I will talk about right now, but it's true. Okay? So for now, let's work with Charlotte and her mom, right? Bring the two back into our orbit, into our fold. I know they would love to be in a kind place like this. I'm sure that they go through a lot of things already themselves, but I know they would love to be back with us. I feel that in my heart. I do. And yes, that would be awesome, Lemon, if you could do that. Yeah, well, I'll give you a clue. It had something to do with Cap and the fact that he said some very mean things, which they said was my thoughts, and I was no, definitely not. And that's where it led. And PvP got a hold of that information, and he spread it like wildfire, but with hatred. So then basically, he turned a lot of people against us. All of a sudden we find out our Facebooks are blocked. We find out that our subscriptions, were removed from us. Their channels weren't available to us. We couldn't talk to them. I'm just saying, it was your eggnog teacher who taught them some bad things, and tore them away from us. So if you're going to work on anybody, maybe work on him first. I don't think you're going to get anywhere with him, but but that's just me. Uh, let's see. Yeah, right. You said you had no clue what the issue was, Raymond, but she's pretty cool. Yeah, she is. She is cool. And Lemon said understood. Thank you, Lemon. I applaud you on wanting to make the effort and to try to bring back a few friends. I appreciate that. It means the world to me. It really and it means the world to Suzanne as well, to both of us. So yes, if you can accomplish that, that'd be cool. Yeah, yeah, Lemon. Yeah, you already tried with PvP and hit a wall. Well, there you go. There you go. That's all I'm gonna. I don't want to mention PvP anymore right now, but you hit a wall. There you go. That's like a firewall. Oop, beep, 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 beep. Back up. Move on to the next person. Like, you get stuck, but then you got to back up and, take care of business. So do that, Lemon. You're a good man. Okay? So take care of business. Taking care of business every day. Taking care of business every way. I needed some of my special juice. No, all that's in it is the sugar free, the juicers we told you about. So this is like a punch flavor, uh, of special non sugary juicer. And then I have a Pepsi non sugar, zero sugar drink in there. I mix it like this. It's really good. It helps my throat. It really does. It's a good combo. And I don't gain weight from it. In fact, I've lost, guys, girls, I've lost another 30 pounds. Yes. I'm down to about 240 right now. I can still fit in some good oversized clothes, though. And I fit in oversized bags. I can fit myself in an oversized bin in an airplane. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, Lemon, I understand. And I appreciate your efforts. Both of us do. Susan and I both do. So yeah. So what I wanted to do too is to let you folks know, to give you a few updates. Now, the updates will just go week by week. So for this week, I believe that Crazy Horse and Alice want to do a surprise stream for tomorrow. Yeah, it's not tomorrow yet. For Monday, I think around 7, they said. Something like that. So that might be coming. So make sure you keep your notifications on for all the channels that you're subscribed to. All of them. All notifications, okay? So that's possibly coming up for Monday. And then on Tuesday, don't forget, at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, we are having a special celebration for our brother Larry at Beers of Adventures again as he celebrates his 61st birthday. 61. Hmm. You know what he told me? He said he was 41. And I said, come on, Larry. You're doing the 20 difference thing that women do. You don't need to do that. Come on there, Larry. Give yourself the benefit of the doubt and go 10. Okay? Do that. That'll work. Yeah, yeah. Kevin says LOL 41. Yeah, he did. He told me that. I was like, oh man, really? Wow. Mm. So I guess that means I'm 40 until I turn 41 in about, 5 days and 6 months. That's our difference, me and Larry, between each other. He's exactly 6 months and 5 days older than me. And I'm only 3 months and 6 days older than Suzanne. So, which is better. I like that better. Mwah. I love that better. Means that we're very, that when we get to the point where she will turn 60, we'll be the same age for a while, which is very cool. And 3 months is a long time. Especially as you get older. Yeah. I'm an old crotchety man, I'm old. I'm a senior. Yeah. I am. Yeah, she and I are officially considered senior citizens. here in Canada. For them, I think it's 55, and then it goes beyond that. So yeah, no, they can't have me working a job unless you want to stick me somewhere in the corner of Walmart up at the front end, try to hit you with a my walker or something, and say, "Oh, hello." Oh, I see you're trying to steal something. Okay, let my walker do the talking, and just go, you know, push it out as far as he can. Or if I still have the strength to lift it, I will throw it at the shoplifter. See how far that goes. Yeah, that should be interesting. Uh, can you imagine me doing that? Weird. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so we have Larry's stream, as I said, on Tuesday night. And then don't forget Brain Benders Banter with Chrissy and the gang, panel versus chat. Don't forget that, Kevin and Lemon. Uh, Kevin, my other Kevin brother, Trusty Ape, you're invited too. Jim, of course, is always invited. Crazy Horse and Alice are invited. Anybody can come as long as you've already subscribed to Chrissy's channel. You're more than welcome. And when you're in the chat, you're competing. Yeah, you're not just like bantering with us and talking. You guys are right up against us, the panel. So far, we've seen Hannibal, we've seen Buff, who is Shane, that's his real name, the traveling, trucker man. And then, we have Caldy, who helps us sometimes. And of course, our wonderful Grumple Stiltskin, the former Marine, And then there's me, you know. Yeah, I've got some trivia to offer. Come on now. I'm not a total has been, even though sometimes I don't know the difference sometimes. But anyway, and then you have Christy managing the whole chat and the games. We play the Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. It's so much fun, and we learn a lot too. And then we do have an open mic or an open panel discussion at the end after the games are over for a little bit. We talk, and then when we have a really good panel discussion, then we go ahead and have the discussion at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern on Saturday nights with the panel discussion over there at the Triple B Ranch. And also, don't forget, our friend Chance Bartels that does the Nostalgic Pod Blast. Well, he hasn't really done it in the last 4 weekends, but it's legitimate reasons he can't because, he is still acting on a project that he can't say what it is. And, so he's acting and doing stuff behind the scenes. And he is with his wonderful new partner, Natalie. So, you know, I let those two kids be to themselves. Yeah, definitely. And Chance is a wonderful man. So, and he's a brother of mine. So if he has a chance to do something, he will, and he'll set it up with me and Al's place, Al Hardy, and we'll talk about whatever the subject is on his nostalgic podcast. Yeah, which is every couple of weeks, as I said. And lastly, the other project I like working on for now is the Hilljack Happy Hour. And every 2 weeks, I get to hang out with Seth and Sabrina and the gang at 11:35 p.m. Eastern every Tuesday night, and we're gonna shoot the you know what and the poop and have some fun and laugh at each other and realize that the world's insane and we're just a part of it. So, you know, it's fun. It's fun. And like I said, I treat them as commitments, but actually I treat them as something I can do to get my mind off distractive, items like Suzanne's, upcoming surgery and other things they're going to have to happen, for me to become finally a citizen of this country and get my butt off my chair here and be able to do other stuff. So, yeah, so that's all going to come to fruition as we progress. Yeah, it really is fun. It is, and Kevin, you, Lemon, uh, anybody that goes there, you're all very smart. And we're really proud of that. We're really glad that you guys and girls are that smart, and come after us. That was a good one this last time. Yeah, we did well. Oh my gosh. In Wheel of Fortune, we blasted you guys and girls. Oh yeah. It was a slaughter. It was not pretty. But then, we got to Jeopardy, and you know how things like to balance out. Well, you guys won. So, yeah. Well, we only beat you in the Wheel of Fortune portion, Kevin, but you guys came back and beat us in Jeopardy. So it was a draw. We both did pretty well. You know how it is with you and Jim's Landscape. You try to be the first person here in the chat, and you guys, when you end up both together at the same time, it's a tie. You know how that is. Or if you get in here first, Kevin, which I usually believe you do, right? But on maybe some occasions you don't, it's fine. But I think it's hilarious. I think it's great. I think it's great fun. Yeah, at least we beat you on Jeopardy. Correct, you did. Yeah, you guys brought it to the floor, and you thoroughly dominated. You did well. So yeah, congratulations. Yeah, there was only that one time, right? A few weeks ago, we won both panel winning both games. That's a shock, man. That was like a shot to my heart. I was going like, what? We won both? What's happening here? I thought the world had come to an end. We're supposed to maintain some balance, but for that one night, we thought, "Oof, what happened?" Yeah, I know you beat us on Wheel of Fortune. Yes, sir. My other Kevin there in the North or NorCal says, sorry, I just got back in the door. I wasn't aware that you guys went through that controversy with PvP. I'm sorry that happened. Yeah, trustee. Yeah, it's been a very difficult on both of us. Me and Suzanne really you know, don't understand why he did what he did. And he'll be the first to stand firm and say he'll deny it up and down that he didn't do anything wrong. And I'm going to tell him, if I ever get a chance to talk to him again, I'm going to say, look, you were wrong about me and Cap. Cap and I have nothing in common. We were trying to remedy some things, but nothing came of it. Nothing at all. And you had no reason to turn, our other friends against us. No reason whatsoever. And I never understood. I never understood that. But again, I chalk it up to guilt by association. That's how it was. That's how it was. Um, just one other person tried that once. I won't say who he is, but he tried it against two of my friends at the time and said, you choose those friends, you won't get me to help you for anything. But if you choose me, you have to give up those other two friends. I'm not going to let that happen. I don't give up my friends for any other assistance. That is not my character. That's not what I do. Kevin says, yeah, people sometimes get unhinged online. Amen, brother. You know what? You know what my Suzanne calls it best? She says days of the internet, like days of our lives. Days of the internet. It's the soap opera. It is the ultimate worldwide soap opera. Oh, that's a good phrase. Let's see. Ultimate worldwide. UWSO. Oh, there we go. If I mention the UWSO, you'll know what I'm talking about. There we go. I love using acronyms. It's a great way for me to remember things. Yeah, we got bankrupt 3 times on Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, that doesn't happen much, Kevin. Like I said, that night, it was glitchy. Yeah, it was glitchy for you guys. I don't know why it didn't do anything to us, and we were getting big power numbers, right? We were getting very high amounts. And it was weird. Yeah. Oh, I love you, Lemon. I love you, sir. We were robbed, Kevin. Why didn't you just say, Lemon, you remember the people that I used to be with there in Chep Nerdy? Just say, just like, Thomas Potts said, rigged, rigged, rigged. Just go with that. Just go with what Thomas Potts used to say. He's another one I don't talk to anymore, but he used to say that. I thought it was very funny when he said, "It's rigged. It's rigged." You didn't remember that. I know you do, Lemon. Kevin says, hopefully on Wednesday night we will do better on Wheel of Fortune. Oh, I hope so too, guys. I hope that you guys combine with the powers of the other chatters will do a better job. Sure. You just have to prime your brains. That's what you do. You prime your brains for anything. Could be any subject. You know what I like doing? I know it kind of drives Chrissy nuts, but I like figuring out for myself, I like figuring out in the Jeopardy portion what each subject is covered, what particular item or topic is covered, right? And then just go from there. And then I know exactly what's going to happen. But I give you guys a little bit benefit of the doubt. Don't tell Chrissy I do that because that's just something she probably doesn't want to know or really doesn't care, probably. Anyway, I kind of leave little hints, right? I kind of let you folks know what is involved in these topics, the categories we do. So then when you figure it out, you go, oh, yeah, okay, and then just answer it appropriately. Right. So I'm helping you guys out. I'm helping out the chat as much as I'm helping panel. I figure that's, equal and fair. I'm letting people know if I know what this subject is and I'm pretty much right most of the time, I can pretty much read Chrissy's mind. It's kind of scary. You should try it sometime. Try reading my mind and being in my brain for, for 30 seconds. You may not want to come back out, or you may want to. You may want to get out. Same thing with Suzanne. She's got the brain. She has this atmosphere of mind in here that lays traps. And she got one of our past ex friends trapped. And I had to send search parties and safari gear and everything else to get him out of there, and helicopters. I mean, literally like a whole force to get him out. Yeah, that was hilarious. And let's see. Yeah, Kevin says, yeah, I mean, we were robbed. Yeah, laughing. Yeah, it was glitchy. It was. It was. It has something to do with Chrissy's connection every once in a while. But Grump, you remember that LDG is still a brother of ours. And by the way, LDG, I hope you're doing better after what happened to you previously. Um, I'm gonna check up on you one of these days, and hopefully Capstick or whatever the F he is isn't there. But hopefully, if I can check up on you on the underground, we can talk, and hopefully you're doing a little bit better. So we still have prayers up for you there all the time, LDG, all the time, and the rest of your family too, including your mother, who you said was, yeah, I won't say it here, but you mentioned it, and so we do have prayers for her too. So yeah, that is how we are. That is how we conduct business here at ChattyBloggerMS. Okay, so you know the plans. We got everything that's coming up for this week, from now until next Sunday. And on next Sunday, March 22nd, of course, there will be no mops. We're holding off on mops now. It's not permanent, it's just a temporary hiatus, okay? Because we got a special event we're going to with Adam and Lisa, who are hidden jackpots, and Travel with Lisa MH, respectively. And they share a channel together called Adam and Lisa Explore. We're going to meet them in person next Sunday on May 22nd, just around 12 noon or just after 12 noon time. And we're going to hang out together. We'll go and eat somewhere vegetarian because I know they're vegetarians and we want to be respectful. And I'm willing to eat anything vegetarian for a day. I definitely am. And, we're going to hang out and we'll talk together. Maybe we'll do something live. We each have phones. I mean, we'll each have, our phones with us and things like that. So maybe we'll do something live. We'll see what happens with that. That'll be interesting. Should be fun. Should be a lot of fun. And that pretty much rounds out the this next week. Also, pray for us a little bit here, weather-wise. We're going to have a lot of messings with freezing rain, freezing snow, some bitter, colder temperatures at night. So just say little prayers for us on that end of the weather for me and Suzanne and the cats in Pine Deja Vu. Okay, so I'm just going to end the stream here really quickly, but I do want to thank both Kevins from both parts of California, NorCal Kevin, who is Trusty Ape Co., and of course Kevin's Theme Park, my other brother there in SoCal, for being here tonight. And Trusty says, yep, it's time to go put the kids in bed. Have a good night, Mikey and friends. Thank you. Kevin, both Kevins, we love you guys. And hopefully your lives continue to be prosperous and wonderful and safe. And be safe out there, everyone. So, to both my Kevins, my brothers in arms, to Lemon, Sir Lemon, Lemon Pie, who helps us out whenever possible. You are an honored angel, sir. We appreciate you so much. You're our Texas angel. Yeah. Let's go. Yeehaw. Yeah. Let's see. And of course, we want to thank, let's see, who else came in? Um, okay, so far, like I said, we got Lemon, we got both Kevin's. We had Jake Hudson come in. Thank you, Jake. You're an awesome brother, dude. You're a new brother to me, and I appreciate you. You're a really awesome person. So thank you, Jake. Yep, there you are, Jake, for coming in. Thank you, sir. I do appreciate your kindness and generosity. And you are wonderful, sir. And of course, my beautiful wife, who is monitoring the chat as always. And I appreciate that as always. My beautiful sweetheart, my partner in crime, and my lifetime, forever soulmate. Okay. There we go. Alrighty. A good night there to Trusty from Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. Okay. All right. So, like we said, as always, my wife who says, "Leave everything in God's hands." Larry from Be Yourself Adventures who says, "Always be yourself." And of course, my awesome brothers Matt and Jim who reminded me that remember, you'll never know where you'll hear or see me next. So remember to hit that dang bell. There you go. For notifications, all notifications, okay? And of course, peace for myself, my beautiful wife Suzanne, and our beautiful cats Moon Pie and Deja Vu. And one other thing I do want to mention, as I said, in April, not right after the first, because we have a special project planned. I'll tell you more about it as we get closer to the end of the month. But we're doing something special for Easter this year. You're gonna love it. You're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna learn a lot of facts that you never knew about this one great movie that comes out every year that people show that NBC shows at Easter time, and we'll tell you more about it when we get closer. Also, Get Smart will return in April. It will. I don't know the time yet. I don't know the date, but we will start season 5 with 3 different days in a row, Monday through Wednesday. 2 episodes each day we'll do a quick review of. The daily vlogs will be put on temporary hiatus too. So both the MOPS projects and that we have planned for the future, and of course, as I said, the daily vlogs after today, hopefully will just be on a temporary hiatus until we, like I said, till I know when she goes under, and I'll let everybody know when she comes back. I'll let everybody know how the surgery went, and that'll apply to both knees when she has that problem. So yeah. So we'll keep you informed. We may not be CNN and any of these other news agencies, but we'll keep you informed of what's happening here at ChattyBloggerMS. And again, Kevin says good night and bye, Trustee Ed from Lemon. All right, so again, thank you everyone for being here. God bless you all. God bless your families. God bless your friends that you know in this life. Everybody we know here at ChattyBloggerMS. And remember one thing. Together strong, all day long. God bless you all. And we'll see you next time on ChattyBlogger MS. Of course, that stands for Mikey Sues. Take care, everybody. Love you much. See you soon. Bye, Mikey. Thank you, Kevin. And good night, Mikey. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Lemon. Thank you, everybody, for coming in.